Anyama Yakuchanina. And you were killing no so preacher when I jarima. Abba getting a canyon one gabigara. Nanjamu when Kigo, Bonya Dina Newsia, and you were not gear. Le Quandi Beriba Hakara, Kalindia Fulefu Karakari, Ndu Sumi Karakari, Ndi Zuzu Karakari. Open a lance of a canyon on your chasebe has we but a pranye. Kew Agabara Hodiba, Nala. Mbenka Gasri Habia Sion Hagachirani Nka Gasia Habia Coson Hagachiani and assembly headed to no barrow cobby. We were Kunia Benin, Oberon Markan and Nigerian in a way Kunia Sinatra Wayozo. Or behind Agani Yana Bambi and Opportunity. And you were not doing Honana in a berry, you were let under young woman. Kiwe goes and you know so preach. Kahana we mobile neighbor, you know. Cobara ne logo bagara with a pasandino. Kahara bundi got my tojo nobi, no pochin keta. Ime milomo, going on na chineken and kiwe. I can't sing agabahano. I can't sing agabahano. Oh no, Blabona and Rondrochi, Bunyan Achiachi, Pota, Biagua, Indiago, Budoque Susu, see the quay, Omwakana Potanjam Kababu. Is it on the day to have Ndage Buchapo? Age Buchapia, Wepo Mui Ebunanya, Wepo Ebunanya is Yokunes Yumanime. Gogabuni, but the Mazum Meliga Boncanya, one of your mamma told you. Gozega no Uzo preach. Bully Egan on another Wuchineken. Stenebi Marone Canada. He said, as I said, that this is a live presentation. Since yesterday, we have been inundated with calls and text messages asking, querying, and wondering why IPOB should be a part of this End SARS movement. And most of these objections are coming from people that I thought should know better. What they are trying to imply, or what they seem to be saying, is that anytime there is a revolutionary change in Nigeria, that people end up killing Igbo people. By Igbo people, I mean Biafrans, that Biafrans end up bearing the brunt of it. Since yesterday, and to be honest with you, before God and man, I have not slept since yesterday. I have not closed my eyes. After this program, I will see if I can catch some sleep. I have not slept since yesterday. Throughout the night, I didn't sleep. They kept calling and they kept asking me, why are we participating? Why do we want to support the End SARS? And these are people that call themselves Nigerians. These are people that complain all the time that things are not okay, things are not well. Then it dawned on me that people, or some people who refer to themselves as Nigerians, are not only confused, but are very, very stupid. Extremely stupid. So youths are protesting all over the place, and you don't want youths in Biafra land to protest. You don't want them to protest. Or you are afraid of because of what we said. Yes, let me repeat this morning. This is going to be a very peaceful protest today. But if the army comes, as they did at Lekki, and they open their fire as usual, the governor of that state will not be forgiven. We start hunting the person from today, as we are hunting them anyway, and they know. Every Abuja-based politician, your properties will go down today if there is any shot fired anywhere. Instead of you to be wasting your time, asking me all the time, oh, please stop doing this, go and tell Nigerian government that no shot should be fired anywhere, not just in Biafra, but across the whole of Nigeria. If you do, you invite trouble. I don't know the time. Some black people do not have conscience. They are trying to pin the blame for what happened on themselves and not us. People were killed. And you think that people who are singing the Zoo national anthem wrap themselves in green, white, green, being shot by green, white, green and Zoo soldiers, you think people will not be upset? I never knew that. It's only between yesterday and today that I've now realized how cowardly some people are, you know. They prefer to live as slaves. They prefer that Fulani Janjaweed can come and rape their mother, abduct their sister, and they will not talk. And they'll just keep quiet. What I have witnessed since yesterday is astonishing to the point of becoming an abomination. And these are, I don't believe this. I don't believe it. So you don't want things to change. So you like the way the way SARS are killing people. Now I believe that politicians in Biafra land, they are doing abateke, let us share with the police. All those checkpoints you see, all these Abuja-based politicians and governors, they get share in it. Their own share is there. Maybe some of you do not know. Their own share is there. That is why they want things to continue the way they are. There is not, you know, they hear what they want to hear. Let me repeat. There will be no violent protest today unless the army fires at the protesters. And if they do, there will be a complete breakdown of law and order, which can never ever be recovered again. This morning, I'm sure we are coming out now to clean the streets everywhere. Everywhere we are clean. From Yola all the way to Lorin, from Kaduna to Abuja to Makurdi. Everywhere there is cleanup going on this morning, there will be cleanup. And then after that, if you say that the Constitution of Nigeria guarantees free, peaceful protest, that is what we are going to engage in today. But if you're saying to us that we cannot protest, that is where you're asking for trouble, because we are going to protest. You know, they have sent out their lackeys, their hangers on, to try and see if they can convince some of you gullible fools. With us, they have failed. Because today we are going to come out to protest. And SARS must be brought to an end. Police brutality. People are protesting against police brutality, and there is more police brutality. We are not going to have it. We are not going to tolerate it. This morning we are going to come out in peace. This whole End SARS revolution has taught me a lesson. That about 30% of black people are very, very weak mentally. Very, very weak. My happiness is that the majority of the people, they want to change. And that change, they are going to get it. They have forgotten about those that died. Those that the army and the police shot dead for no reason. For no reason. Because somebody in Abuja asked you to open fire and you opened fire. They do riots in the north. When Jonathan went there, they destroyed Jonathan's billboard. They did everything. They attacked his vehicle. Nobody opened fire. Nobody. You saw it. All of you can see it there. And none of you said anything. None of you idiotic, cowardly people said anything from the south. Isn't to set Nigeria free from the British? So you don't know. So you think that freedom can just fall from heaven. One morning like that, you wake up and decide there will be no more SARS. One morning you wake up like that, oh, there will be lights throughout the day. You wake up and there are good schools and good hospitals. Is that what you think? If you think so, then you're even more stupid than I think. More hopeless and more useless. It was because of the same attitude from these people, this minority, since yesterday, that led white people to come to Africa to take us away like animals to go and work for them in the farm as slaves. If you go elsewhere in the world, even in India till today, in Bangladesh, in all those places, you will see that they're still using cows or donkeys or horses to do their farming. A white man or white people were doing the same thing until they discovered that black people are cowardly. That if you come now to raid a village to capture them to work for you, these are able-bodied men. You can capture them, and instead of you, now listen, instead of you to use a cow, a cattle, or to use a horse or donkey, let a black man do it. A black African. Let a black African do it. And that is what they are doing. That is what they did to us. That is what they're doing to us. I am getting information. That is the thing about, zoo politicians, they will never change. They will never change. That is the reason why the white man came to Africa and then took our people as animals. Instead of, that was how low they thought of us. Instead of using their cattle or donkey or horse to plow the field, an African was doing it for them for free. And you know the funniest thing? Before that African man dies, he will sire more children, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, so much as 10 for the white master. And those children becomes the property of the white man. And I kept researching many years ago. This is a detour this morning. Why it was only in Africa that people were sold in commercial quantity and used as farm animals in the Americas. I then realized it is because of the cowardice of a black man. We value life, yet our life is meaningless. We value life that a policeman or an army man can terminate your life anytime, any day, without any compulsion whatsoever. And there'll be no remorse. And nothing will happen. It is that life that you've been guarding very preciously. But you forgot that fighting for your right is what is going to secure your future. When I was doing research as to why only black Africans were taken as farm animals to the Americas, I realized that every other race on this earth, they fought. Even if you are killing them, they will fight. At least to put fear in the heart of the enemy. And then the white man said, no, don't touch them all, don't touch them all. This were fighting back. When they came to Africa, they started to pick us one after the other. They started to appoint their warrant chiefs. They went around our villages, bribing people that they felt were village heads. They said, oh, these people are this stupid. They kept coming. They kept coming for 250 years. Black people were in America, working and slaving away like a donkey in the field without pay. They give birth to children. Their children are then even sold on top of it. They beat you for free. Then you give birth to children. They also sell your children. Because we are foolish. I want to remind Obiano of what he's doing this morning. I hope that our FM is working right across the whole of Anambra this morning. They have come again. The governor of Anambra State, Willie Obiano, in conjunction with Asorok and evil politicians, those you claim you sent to Abuja, evil men and women. So you don't know. Do you know what I've been doing? Do you know that they are the ones who invited the army to come? Are you aware? Every other place in Yoruba land, their politicians are saying to the army, stay in your barracks, yet especially in Igbo land, they have asked the army to come. And we cannot spare them today. Today they know how angry we are. None of them will be spared. If anybody is shot dead today, that town will go up in flames. Idiots. Stupid, Fulani, lachies, fools. You hide under your usual nonsense. Oh, we have shop in Bauchi. There are Igbo people in the Brennan Kevi. Rubbish. We want freedom. So we shouldn't protest. We shouldn't. We should just be there. Fulani will come into our land and do anything they like and get it. So we should just keep quiet. The same Obiano that gave, that is running Anambra with Miyetti Allah. Let me tell you what they have done overnight. And I'm warning every Igwe. This fight, if you want us to fight it on 10 fronts, we are ready. You people are in the minority. Obiano overnight in Anambra State, in conjunction with Asorok, trying to create divisions within our people. They have tried it outside and it failed. They tried to bring problem between Yoruba and Igbo and it failed. They tried to bring problem between Oduduwa and Biafra and it failed. Now they have come to the village with the help of Britain and then Nyawodo, a complete idiot. They have come to the village. Let me tell you what Obiano is doing. Obiano went round yesterday distributing 200,000 naira to each and every traditional ruler in Anambra State and the so-called PG, those Okotoma in the village selling land. They also are planning to move the town, the local vigilantes we have, to try and see if they can stop us from protesting. Because they are hard at hearing. I said that the protest will be held. The protest will be in one place. Nobody's moving about. And I said that we are not going to tolerate any vandalism or lawlessness. They know all these things. But they don't want us to protest peacefully. Obiano, I went to Ekulobia the day in Ekulobia. Did anybody complain in Ekulobia that anything was missing from their shop? When IPOB protests, nothing goes missing. It is the most peaceful protest in Nigeria, in West Africa, in all of Africa, not minding what they do to us when we come out. So you people, you thought that when we come out and you fire your guns to stop us from protesting, that somehow we are afraid, we are not going to protest. I think you people are drunk. They are trying to give them money. Obiano said to Aguleri people not to join the protest. Do you see how they are looking for trouble? In other words, Fulani headsmen can take over Aguleri. SARS can kill people in Aguleri. It doesn't matter to him. That's what Obiano is saying. He gave Obo youths 200,000 naira not to protest and to prevent Nigerian youths from doing the needful. Do you see why Africa is poor? Do you see why when I used to say that Africans, they behave like animals, people don't understand? Is the End SARS campaign not a noble ideal? Is it not noble? And where on this earth, I have asked people severally, I have asked them to please, can somebody Google G20 summit, riots in London? Just Google it. Google G20 summit, riots in Spain. Google Davos, economic forum, protests or riot. You will see it all over Europe. Civilized countries of the world. People who destroy properties when they go to protest because they are angry. But today, none of that is going to happen. But they still do not want people to come out. So you want to use money to divide our people, give money to young people, for them not to come out to be part of securing their future. And you claim you love them. You're having fun, you're getting allocation, but you don't want other people to enjoy the same privileges that you're enjoying. You don't know that? That's what they want you to do. To remain in darkness, they're in Abuja having fun. They built mansions in the villages. If they fire any shots today, we will single-handedly activate the Rawlings solution. The Rawlings solution. We are going to put. It's better you allow us to protest today. If anything goes wrong, next time you say, oh, don't come out. Then perhaps we can listen to you. But not when we know we are capable of delivering a very peaceful protest. If the army comes there today to fire any shot, the second Biafra war will begin. You can write all the nonsense you want to write all the junk you want to write. That is your. You know, I'm not going to listen anyway. Don't you know that? If you are telling me that the so-called constitution of the zoo guarantees, even the Supreme Court affirmed it, guarantees the right for everybody to protest peacefully, and you're saying people should not protest, and you're sending the army to shoot at them, today that thing you want, you will see it. We are coming in peace. We are going to do the cleanup. Did you ask us to do cleanup? We decided to do it ourselves. Do you think we are happy with the vandalism and wanton destruction? Of course not. I issued a press statement when some fools went off rails in Enugu. I was very, very upset about it. Very upset. Because they did not follow instructions. And this thing that is happening now was what I told them we feared. I know Africa, a black man is not mentally tough. At the slightest hint of trouble, they give up. They are not mentally ready. They are not resolute. Why do you think Owazika accepted money? And that's a pig in the creek. Why did he accept money? To go and build school in Cotonou. Why? Because they are not mentally tough. Mentally, they are not prepared. They are not meant to do freedom fighting. Look at all of you. Ghana is good. Ghana is good. Ghana is good. Every politician in Ghana that was corrupt was killed by Jerry Rawlings. But you will not learn that, you see. Because you're a zoo animal, you won't learn it. Not the youth, so those that call themselves elders. Look at Igwe. Igwe in Anambra. Igwe is in Anambra. The same people who are selling land to Mietiala. Obiano gave them money. So Obiano wants SARS to continue to kill people. Is that what you're saying? Because there's been no implementation of all the things they claim they have agreed to. None whatsoever. None whatsoever. So I'm asking you, do you want SARS to continue to kill people? Yeah, these are your so-called traditional rulers now. Igwe, 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 Igwe. Look at what they're doing. Stopping their children from understanding that they have to go out to take their future in their hands. Not by destroying anything, no, but by protesting, raising their placards and making their voices heard. They're saying IPOB should not join. IPOB should not join. Hey, why are you doing this? IPOB hasn't even joined. I said I pulled back the men. Nigerian youths are going out today to protest. And nobody's going to stop them. Nobody can. You can't. If you fire any shot, ask them in Abia State now. Ask Ibazu if he can appear in public. Nobody knows where he is. We are looking for him. All posts are the same thing. You see, that thing you people are running from is going to meet you. Do you think if we catch him near, they will spare him? Is that because of what you will say? Do you think if we catch Hope Sodema, we're going to spare him? Do you think if we catch Rochas Okorocha, we will spare him? Do you think if we get hold of Ibas, we're going to spare him? Is that what you think? If you think we catch Wike, we're going to spare him? Let me tell you something. about the mindset we have. That thing that will happen next year, let it happen now. We have come to die or we get our freedom. The sooner you idiots understand it, the better for everybody. The sooner you understand, we are being slaughtered at Mpo, you didn't do anything. It is the same concern you're showing now, you never showed it. How did they say rest in peace? This thing they are doing, they're on the streets. Who asked them to come out? This is this typical cowardly black animal. Black animals who cannot reason very well. Before America became great, was there a revolution? But all of you want your place to be like America. But in America, there was a revolution. You want it to be like London, to be like the UK. In the UK, there was a revolution. In France, there was a revolution. The biggest economy in the world now is China. In China, there was a revolution. Are you following? This OG black people, are you following? But you want to be like America, but without a revolution. How is that possible? With corrupt people in power, how can you make progress in your life? How? Tell me. How? You don't tell me. You people don't. Oh, black people. This UG, black. You can now see what is going on. He wants to go and bribe the same thing the white people did when they came down for slavery. How do you think people in Ijoland got their name? Brown, purple, spiff, all those things. His white man came and said, change your name. You are now going to be our agent. We are going to be bringing slaves from Arochukwu and from the hinterland. We are going to ship them from your land. The same way they're shipping oil today. The same thing. They come into the hinterland of Biafra land and take slaves. And they push them to the coast and ship them to Europe and to America. The same thing they are doing to oil and gas. It has never changed. And they said to them, we don't want any trouble here. We are going to capture your people from the hinterland. We want to transport them from here. But here, take one bottle of whiskey. Take cigarettes. Take snuff, tobacco. Okay? You hear me? He said, you ask interpreter. Oh, yeah. What is your name? He said, give them a very complex name. Like Alamas Yeager. They said, no, we don't like it. Your name is now Harry. Say yes, Harry. He said, yes, Harry. Your name is now Harry. Do you see how we are? Do you understand how foolish we are? And it is continuing to today. When the white man came to take us as slaves from West Africa, mainly, they were agents. People that sell their own fellow human beings. The same thing that Wike is doing today. That is how you get sabotage. Sabo. From the beginning, slavery, that was why the white man succeeded in emptying our land of our people, including the brilliant Ulua. Brilliant human being. Brilliant. After they have taken us as slaves, working for them in their farms, picking cotton, doing everything, cutting down sugarcane, planting sugarcane, and working the farms, and serving them in their houses. When slavery was abolished, the British, after selling us as slaves, they came back to colonize us. Follow what I'm telling you this morning. Even Obiana, I want you to follow what I'm saying. All those Igwes, I want you to listen. That Obiana may be a black man and a governor in Anambra State, but he's doing exactly the same thing that European slave dealers did. And what you're going to do today, if you decide to go to Oka, was what slave merchants and agents did as well. And that is the reason why, one of the reasons why God hates Africa. God hates black Africa. because they are the only people to commercialize the selling of human beings. Because of that, God said, since you don't value life, I will have no value for you. Every nation in the world will trample upon you. That is why Africa is poor. Every year we lament. Every year we lament. Every year we lament. We know the solution, but we are too cowardly to execute it. Now that these young, brave children have risen up right across Nigeria to bring about that much needed change, you have these idiots trying to stop it. Do you see it? Now, do you understand what we're saying? Once you're comfortable, once you're okay, and you're eating, your family is fine, every other person can go to hell. But after Britain came and took us as slaves, after selling us with the help of agents in our own land, saboteurs in those days, and the world abolished slavery, the Republican Party in America actually abolished slavery. After that, they came, they're always coming for us. So they came as colonial masters. Now, what they said to themselves is, we are not going to repeat the mistakes we made with slavery. We are going to do something new. We are going to keep them in their land. We are going to enslave them in their land. We are going to give them names. As I said before, the only thing you give a name to are the things that you own. That is why your parents give you a name when you're born. It is only your father and your mother that can give you a name. Of course, your uncles can come in and give names, or your grandma or whatever. But the lead name you're going to bear is the one that your mom and your dad agreed should be your name. Follow what I'm saying very carefully this morning. But when you go and buy a dog or a rabbit or a squirrel or okebeke, a guinea pig, you give it a name because you own it. After all, your parents own you until you're about 16 or 17 years of age. They came to Africa and they gave us names. And Africans who are learned, people who claim they went to school, people who claim that they are knowledgeable, they know what I'm telling you now. But they did not change the name Nigerian even when the white man was living. And with that name, they have perpetual control over you. So after selling us as slaves, they came as colonial masters. They called you Nigeria. They took every natural resource you had. They even enslaved you more. As they gave you flag, green, white, green, as with most other African countries, as they are living now, they have come back again as neo-colonialists. So although you claim you have independence, they are the one running your lives, as Britain is now running the zoo, Nigeria, in broad daylight. Because Britain are the people managing the fact that Buhari is dead and they're suppressing the news. They are the ones who are in charge, making sure that fresh mass is being supplied to whoever the Fulani says is the right person. And now Fulani people are playing the role of slave merchants and their agents, playing the role of warrant chiefs in those days, who are in essence saboteurs. That's who they were. They were sabo. Forget about warrant chief. They were saboteurs when the white man came. The same thing Obiano is trying to do today, to turn the Igwes against their own people and the people against their own people. Now, after they left colonialism comes neo-colonialism. How did they achieve it? Britain formed Commonwealth. The one that people write to and they do nothing. Commonwealth. The one that Emeka Anyoko was the Secretary General a while back. In Commonwealth. They said, oh, because they wanted Pax Britannia to keep ruling black people. They said there's a Commonwealth, come together. Let's come together and discuss. Who is the head of Commonwealth? Is still the Queen, Her Britannic Majesty Queen Elizabeth II. Are you listening? Do you see how we willingly as black people submit ourselves to be used as slaves? That was where the Fulani Janjaweed learned what they're doing to you. They use terrorism to subdue you. Most journalists are afraid. They are frightened. Don't come out. Don't protest. They say, I said to them, rubbish, you're talking nonsense. Absolute people, you're talking rubbish. Rubbish. In Britain, they rose up and they fought a man that said that God appointed him king over England.